What's good? This is JVB representing SPD, and that is sportsperdiem.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bulls are no longer a joke. That's now the Chicago Bears. But as I'm recording this video, through 15 games, the Chicago Bulls are 7-8. Now they do play the Lakers tonight, so they can be 7-9 at the end of the day. But even still, this Chicago Bulls team has shown so much progression through 15 games than they have over the last 5+ years. I do a lot of Chicago Bears videos. The last video I posted was about the Chicago Bears organization from the top and how it's always the same old shit. The same could have been said for the Chicago Bulls over the last 10+ years. But finally, the Chicago Bulls got it. The Chicago Bulls took note. And guess what they did? They made change. They got rid of John Paxson. They got rid of Gar Forman. They got rid of Jim Boylen, and they brought in Arturas Karnisovas, who brought in Marc Eversley, and they brought in Billy Donovan to coach this team. Already through 15 games. And oh, by the way, an unusual offseason where they barely even trained together. This Bulls team is marketably better than they were over the last handful of years. And you know why? Because they have guys at the top that think outside the box. Guys who aren't really lazy when it comes to scouting a player. Guys who take ownership in what they do. A coach who knows how to, coach. This team has had Fred Hoiberg, a college coach, and Jim Boylen, a JV coach. But now they actually have an NBA head coach. Now they have ownership, a vice president, a general manager who doesn't stagnate. Arturas Karnisovas and Marc Eversley, they're working. I'm sure those guys and Billy Donovan, they're in constant communication. They're talking about guys that fit this team, that's going to be in this core for years to come. Because it may not happen during this season, but in the offseason, there will be moves made. Guys that's on this team right now, they're not going to be on this team come next season. But all those guys, Arturas, Billy Donovan, Marc Eversley, they're all looking at who fits this team. Who are the key pieces on the Chicago Bulls team? And speaking of the team, you have to give a lot of the credit to the actual players out there on the court. Zach LaVine right now is playing at an all-star level. Zach LaVine has stepped his game up, and his efficiency is on a different level. And not just with his scoring, but with his playmaking as well. These guys are going out there night after night, and they're starting to buy in to Billy Donovan's system. They're starting to buy in to Billy Donovan's coaching. Because it's one thing for me to look at Jim Boylen and look at Fred Hoiberg and see how bad of a coach they are. Just imagine how it feels to be one of the players in that situation. I'm sure it fucking sucked. But now they have the right coach in place in Billy Donovan. They have a head coach who's going to tell it like it is. Somebody who, no matter your status, he's going to hold everybody accountable. But at the end of the day, it's for a good reason. It's to lead these guys in the right direction, to make these guys the best possible players they can be. This team hasn't had a coach like that since Tom Thibodeau. And even though those teams didn't win a ring, you saw how successful those teams were. Those teams, they weren't a joke. The Reinsdorfs finally made that move. They finally made change to this Bulls organization, and we see the results so far. A small sample size, but with Arturas Karnisovas, Marc Eversley, and Billy Donovan through 15 games, we see the difference already. And does that mean that as constructed, this is a championship team? Absolutely not. But what this team is going to be, no matter what their record end up being, it's competitive. This team going to go out there night after night, and they're going to play hard. Yeah, they're going to get dub smacked. They're going to get routed in some games. Every team in the league does, even the good to great teams. But at the end of the day, this team is going to play hard because they believe in what's going on right now. They believe in Billy Donovan, and they're starting to believe in this new Bulls culture. There's going to continue to be bumps along the way. This is a young team. The starting five itself is super young. You got Zach LaVine and Kobe White in the backcourt, and you got Wendell Carter Jr., Lauri Markkanen, and a young rook, Pat Williams, in the front court. There's definitely going to be growing pains along the way, but they have the right head coach in place. And low-key, this team has a really good rotation, a great mix, with some young veterans in Satoransky and Otto Porter and Denzel Valentine, to go along with the guys that's been in the league for about 10 plus years and Thad Young and Garrett Temple. This team may not be winning the championship over the next few seasons, but they have the pieces in place. Maybe that piece is going to be a part of this team for the long run, or maybe that piece is going to be a trade piece that's going to bring you in somebody that's going to elevate your team to a higher level. Hopefully, a championship level. What Chicago Bulls are doing right now, is fun. They scoring a lot of points, and it's exciting to watch. Real talk, before this season, I don't think I watched a full game of the Bulls in like 4-5 years, man. I think it's been that long. But I'm liking what I'm seeing with this Bulls team, and hopefully we can see that progression throughout the remainder of this season. But I'm out. Like the video and share the video, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take it easy. God bless. Peace.